Hello everybody, I am glad you have joined me for yet another lesson of Let's Learn Kikuyu with me, your teacher, Mwarewa Magi. In our previous lesson, we had a look at the family. I hope you're practicing. In our today's lesson, we are going to focus on food. Food in Kikuyu is known as irio. Irio. The typical Kikuyu food is known as githeri. Githeri, which basically means boiled maize and beans. Sometimes it is enhanced more with potatoes and greens and mashed together to make mokimo. Mokimo. Now looking at the different types of food, which we call mithemba ya irio. Mithemba ya irio. Dry food, also known as cereals, in Kikuyu is referred to as irio nyomo. Irio nyomo. And these include beans, which we call boso. Boso. Maize is bebe. Bebe. Lab beans is known as jahe. Jahe. Lentils known as kamade. Kamade. Rice known as musere. Musere. Mung beans known as degu. Degu. Another type of food is that of tuber, which in Kikuyu we call irio siakweja terine. Irio siakweja terine, which is loosely translated as food that is dug from the ground. And these include sweet potatoes as guase. Guase. Arrowroots, doma. Doma. Yam is known as gîkûyû. Gîkûyû. And the plural is ikwa. Ikwa. Cassava is known as mwaga. Mwaga. And the plural is meaga. Meaga. Potatoes are known as waru. Waru. Another type of food is that made from the flour or the flour, which we call motu. Motu. And the examples are the flat bread, which we all love, known as chapo. Chapo. Another name is sapasi. The maize meal, which is a typical Kenyan meal known as gima. Gima. Bread, which is called mugate. Mugate. And megate for plural. Megate. Porridge is osoro. Osoro. The samosas known as dhabuda. Dhabuda. The millet known as ogebe. Ogebe. Sorghum known as muere. Muere. Cake known as keki. Keki. The donuts all bun known as idadi. Idadi. And madadi for plural. Madadi. Another type of food is that of meat, which we call nyama. Nyama. Beef is known as nyama ya ng'ombe. Nyama ya ng'ombe. Chicken known as nyama ya gûkû. Nyama ya gûkû. Pork known as nyama ya nguruwe. Nyama ya nguruwe. Mutton known as nyama ya ng'ondu. nyama ya ng'ondu. Goat meat known as nyama ya mbũri. Nyama ya mbũri. And game meat known as nyama ya nyamũ cia gĩthaka. Nyama ya nyamũ cia gĩthaka. Fish known as thamaki. Thamaki. And now looking at the animal products, which we are going to call indo cia kuma nyamũ-inĩ. Indo cia kuma nyamũ-inĩ. Tripe known as mahu. Mahu. Gizzard known as kaigagio. Kaigagio. Liver known as ini. Ini. And money for the plural. Money. One egg is known as itube. Itube. And matube for the plural. Matube. Butter is known as thiagi. Thiagi. While honey is okay. Okay. And now moving on to another type of food, which is fruit. Fruit in Kikuyu is itunda. Itunda. And matunda for the plural. Matunda. Setting off this list is the sweet clementine. Clementine in Kikuyu is thadara. Thadara. Loquat known as bother. Bother. And another term is darifo, depending on where you come from. Guava is bera. Bera. Pears is megumo. Megumo. Plums is daradini. Daradini. Lemon is dimo. Dimo. The mighty avocado is known as ikorofia. Ikorofia. And makorofia for the plural. Makorofia. The pineapple is known as inanathi. Inanathi. And mananathi for the plural. Mananathi. A mango is called yebe. Yebe. And the plural is maebe. Maebe. Sugarcane is known as kegwa. Kegwa. And igwa for the plural. Igwa. An orange is isugwa. Isugwa. While two or more known as masugwa. Masugwa. Berries are known as dare. Dare. One banana is known as irigo. Irigo. And the plural is marigo. Marigo. Purple is ifafai. Ifafai. And mafafai for the plural. Mafafai. Moving on to another type of food known as the vegetables. Vegetables in Kikuyu known as boga. Boga. The cabbage is also known as boga. Boga or kafisi. Carrots are known as karati. Karati. Capsicum known as ho-ho. Ho-ho. Pepper known as firifiri. Firifiri. Another staple is the coworts known as nyeni or madaro. Nyeni or madaro. Amaranth known as terere, terere. An onion known as gîtûyû, gîtûyû. And itoguro for the plural, itoguro. Pumpkin is irege, irege. And marege for the plural, marege. Mushroom known as ikuno, ikuno. And makuno for the plural, makuno. Tomatoes are known as nyanya, nyanya. The green peas known as miji, miji. While the green beans are known as mesiri, mesiri. Drinks in Kikuyu are known as Gîkûyû, Gîkûyû. This list includes milk known as iria, iria. Tea known as sai, sai. Soup known as dhufu, dhufu. Coffee known as kahua, kahua. Fermented milk known as iria imata, iria imata. And beer known as johi, johi. And on that note, my dear listener, we have come to the end of our lesson for now. My sincere hope that now you have no problem naming your food. In the next lesson, we are going to focus on animals. Until then, it's goodbye for me.